Hi, I'm Rob Boyd, an English photographer from the UK. I decided to create this podcast series talking to international photographers whose work I truly love. I realised I knew nothing about these amazing people apart from their names and their stunning work. So I created a set of hopefully entertaining questions that finds out who they are and what they love. Hi Adam, so glad you can join me. Thanks for being here, my friend.
Hi, Rob. Well, thanks for the invitation. Happy to be here.
So if you can start with your name and your Instagram name, that'd be amazing.
Sure. My name's Adam Ramjean. It's Ramjean, like when you ram yourself into a pair of jeans after you've eaten too much. My Instagram is check my bad self. This is a quick story. It's a bit of random. When I had like the original Xbox and Xbox Live came out and you had to make an online name, just going back some time, I think there was a show, it was a comedy show and someone had like a catchphrase, something like check my bad self. And that was fresh in my mind and I put it in and surprise, surprise, no one had taken it. And then since then, whenever you had to come up with a username, I've just been too lazy to think about it and I've used it. And then when I got Instagram, again, it was, I didn't even know anything about it. So I just shoved it in and it kind of stuck. And here we are today. I have a stupid name.
So that's great because the thing is as well, you don't want one of those things with your own name and then 16 different numbers after it.
True.
It's just, no, yeah. No, it's good. Brilliant. I'm glad you explained that. That's brilliant.
It's okay.
And have you got a website as well?
Yeah, so it's relatively new. It's adamramjean.com. I can explain that name a bit easier. It's my first name, last name.
Straightforward. And I don't know many Ramjeans. I'm sure you get this all the time. Have you come across any others? Obviously, apart from your family.
Well, interesting story. I know you're going to ask me an interesting fact about myself later, but this is a bonus one. Okay, I asked my dad, like maybe a few years ago, how come whenever I search my name, I'm like the first name, that person that comes up on Google? And so my father's from Mauritius. And like, I don't know, 2 or 3 generations before him, they moved from India. And I think at that point, I think maybe it was owned by the French in Mauritius. And it kind of got Frenchified when they came over. So it was like, I don't know, Ramjan or something. And then it was like, Ramjean. And there we go.
Excellent. No, that's brilliant. It's nice to be unique as well, you know. Brilliant. So where do you live?
In North London, in Islington.
Nice place, nice part of town, that is.
Yeah, I can see the Emirates out of one window and a prison out of the other, so it's nice balance.
I don't know what to say to that. That's crazy. And where are you from originally?
Well, I lived around like North London until I was 8, and then I had to move to Red Hill in Surrey for like majority of my life with my parents. I couldn't afford to move out at 8 years old, unfortunately. And then when I got a job in London, I moved back in. And apart from maybe up to 4 years in Paris for like a secondment at work, been in London since then.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad place. I mean, people say, oh, London, you know, it's busy and people are unfriendly, but I've never come across that. I mean, I'm in the middle of the countryside now, but you know, whenever I visit, everyone's great. I've never seen a problem.
I think it might depend on where you lived your formative years, because it was quite quiet in the suburbs, and it's the thought of not being surrounded by people and like things happening all the time kind of gives me the shivers. Well, I think maybe if you're in London and this is like where you spent your formative years, and maybe the idea of like the peace and quiet might be a bit more attractive. So I don't know.
Becomes a bit of a break if you go somewhere quiet, maybe.
Yeah, for sure.
Brilliant, excellent. So if I visited you, where would you take me to shoot?
Well, I know you like colours, travel, and people. I think everyone likes travel, so I'm kind of going to discount that one. So initially I thought, well, like obviously London is a good one because I know you like neon lights and like high contrasted colours, but I think you've been there already, so I don't think it'd be such an exciting thing. So I was thinking maybe a little bit selfishly. One place with lots of people, lots of colours, lots of excitement, and there's a bit of a travel to get there, is Glastonbury Festival. And it's a
Oh,
bit
wow.
selfish because it means I can get a ticket to go there. But yeah, it's brilliant. It's I think along with Notting Hill Carnival, it's one of the places I struggle the most to shoot, because finding the right balance between enjoying yourself and like being like in with the people, rather than being a bit more detached, is a bit more of a challenge. And I normally get it completely wrong at Glastonbury, to be honest, but it's wrong from the photography perspective, but right from life.
Yeah, excellent. No, it looks amazing. The thing is with me, I'd think I'd end up trying to spend so much time trying to work out what the hell I was. If I can get it wrong, if I can go left or right, I'm going to go right. It's going to be left. So, I wouldn't put myself to the main stage even.
But that's why your question was if I could take you on it, because like I guess like Carnival, I've been at Glastonbury. I think in the last 13 Glastonburys, there's
Wow.
2 I've missed only because I wasn't able to get a ticket. The other ones I've
Oh
been
yeah,
to.
you're definitely my guide then.
I know, like, yeah, up to a point when I probably need guiding around.
Yeah, excellent. I love that. It's great. So normally I ask if there are any things for tourists, but obviously you're in London, so there's everything on your doorstep.
True, but I would say I know a lot of people wanted this question, but I think for a tourist to come in, a good idea would be to try and visit different areas to kind of get like a nice cross section of London, rather than just going to like mostly West End, the famous monuments and landmarks. Like if you spent some time, like a day in North London, go to some like North London pubs, spend a day in like East London with all the hipsters, West London or West Central where all the money is. I guess it's on the TfL, so I could say even get like a beachy, vibey day at
Absolutely.
Southend on Sea. So it's like it's a big mix, and I'm definitely missing stuff. There's tons, I think.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. You don't have to go far. I mean, it doesn't cost much on the tube. It's based how quickly you can get somewhere, and vary your day within minutes. Yeah, brilliant stuff. So, what's your favourite destination in the world? What's your place you love the most?
I think to keep it photographic related, I would say Istanbul.
Oh yeah.
So a couple of years ago, we went on holiday, but I didn't have a lot of time shooting solo. So I mainly went over the main bridge back and forth as if it was Oxford Street. Is it Galata Bridge, maybe? And it was great. Like colours, the light's amazing. One thing that really stood out to me is no one's stuck looking at their phones. There's lots of stuff to shoot. Very animated. Yeah, definitely somewhere I'd like to go back, like as a photographic trip. And the food as well, everywhere. It's amazing.
And cheap,
And cheap.
Yeah, fish sandwich on the bridge, and fishermen everywhere. Yeah, it's just, I can visualize it already. Yeah, I love Istanbul. It's amazing.
It was so hot. I think I walked from one side of the bridge to the other. I bought a bottle of water, drank it, then walked back to the other side. It's only like a 15, 20-minute walk, I think. And then another bottle of water. I mean, I think it was like 10p a bottle. So like I was very well hydrated.
Yeah, but they're so friendly, the Turks. That's the thing. You never feel unsafe. There's always, people don't pose, but they certainly, are happy to have a photo taken. Brilliant choice. So what's on your bucket list? Where would you most like to visit in the world?
I say that my bucket list for travel, my top 3, I would say, are Mexico, Japan, and Iceland. I've not been to any of those. Ironically, Japan, not actually for photography. I think I just like to experience it. I have quite a lot of photo books, let's say over 100. And I would say the work I see from Japan is not really my favorite. So it's not really something that's really interested me too much on photography, but I mean, I just love to go to Japan. Iceland as well. I'm not a landscape photographer, but just to see all like nature and stuff would be amazing. But Mexico are my top choice because that one looks incredible. I'm pretty sure I've seen some great shots on, I think, Alex Webb, probably from Mexico. I can't remember the locations. Great light, colors. Big fan of mezcal. That will be there. That's good. Food as well. Yeah, I think for sure Mexico would be my top choice.
There might be some blurry photos after a lot of mezcal.
Yeah. Still, it is the way. Have you been before?
No, not Mexico. Yeah, I've been to Reykjavik. I've not been to Japan either. So yeah. And again, like I say, not landscape photographer, but you just go for the experience. It's an amazing place.
Meet any geezers there in Reykjavik?
Yeah, and they actually blew. And also, I went when the volcano erupted as well. So as we
Ah,
flew over, you could see all the lava going out the window when we flew out at night. So you got the best of everything. Very lucky.
yeah.
And I saw the Northern Lights, which apparently was quite rare in that month we went as well. So yeah, it got very lucky.
With your eyes,
Yeah.
or is it one? Because I hear sometimes you can see it with your camera in like a slow shutter.
You see like a white kind of haze, and then you have to put your camera on a slow, like a long exposure. And the longer you leave it, the more it comes out. My phone was okay. My wife's was awful. My son's was amazing. So depending on your technology as well. He had a better iPhone, so it sucked out all the colours with some incredible pictures. But mine are okay. They're average, but my wife got black sky.
Okay. I'm sure that's what I'd get if I went as well.
Yeah. But nobody tells you that. That's the thing. Luckily you knew about it. You knew that might be the case. But you don't realise until everybody sticks their phone in the sky and you see their phone and go, oh, look at that. That's incredible. I can't see that with the naked eye, but it's amazing. There you go. Experience. So start the weird questions then. If you could time travel, where and when would you visit?
So, if you could time travel, like in this question, are you safe? Do you have like a bubble of immunity if you're going somewhere dangerous?
Well, I'd hope so. You don't want to be eaten by a dinosaur or anything,
It's funny you say that because I was going to say the Jurassic era or whichever one it was.
Well, there you go. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So you need to, you need to keep a bit stalkerish, maybe a bit stealth-like, just to make sure you don't get eaten. But yeah, that's a good choice.
Like it could be some amazing humorous photos to take of dinosaurs, and also
absolutely.
Be interested to see how many of our assumptions about dinosaurs are incorrect. And I don't know.
Yeah.
It'd be great to see.
Yeah, no, I think that's perfect because at least you go, I know. I know what that is. I know exactly what that is. It looks nothing like what we think it is.
But I just think, like, what happens if, like, that T-Rex that makes that amazing sound from Jurassic Park, and it just sounds like a chicken going.
Then hopefully you'll get the get a bit of audio and video as well.
True. Yeah, good point.
Yeah, Galen. Yeah, good choice. Excellent. So, if you could photograph anyone in history, who would you shoot?
A slightly alternative take on it. So I'll go with Robert Frank. So if I'm taking photos of him, probably means I'm also shooting alongside him. And I know had a profound effect on Joel Meredith when he went shooting with him, basically quit his job and then became a photographer overnight, essentially. I would love, like, if I could have that same experience, it would be amazing.
Yeah, excellent. No, that's the thing, to be, swept up by someone that much that, you just completely change everything. Yeah, that influential. Yeah, brilliant.
I mean, I'm not really a portrait photographer either, so I know, like, there's a lot of famous people in time would be great to take pictures of. So I'll leave that to the portrait photographers when they're going back in time. I'll go for something slightly different.
Yeah, no, perfect choice. Absolutely brilliant. So tell me a fun fact or a story about yourself.
Well, I don't know if it's embarrassing, but if they're not done up too tightly, I can undo shoelaces with my feet.
Wow.
Or maybe even do them up. But they're quite mediumly dexterous feet. But on the downside, I can't wear flip-flops because to keep my big toe and the next toe along tight enough to wear them gives my foot cramps. So, every cloud.
Yeah, that'd be like a Jurassic Park look, kind of hobbling along like a like a velociraptor or something.
It's handy sometimes, like if there's something on the floor and I need to pick it up to put it in the bin.
Ever tried like mini basketball or something to try and get it in a hoop?
One step beyond, mate. Even my hands. Yeah.
That's great. Excellent. So another weird one. What's your favorite word?
I mean, I haven't seen a film in a long time. But I always love the word Jumanji. I don't know why. It just has a nice sound to it. Yeah, and then whenever I have to give an example of a word for something, I always throw that one in, and it just seems to stick.
Yeah, it's got a nice sound to it. It rolls off the tongue. It reminds you of things. So yeah, brilliant. So because it's an international podcast, teach me a new word or a new saying or something I may not know.
My boss is Romanian, so I don't know the Romanian word for it. But basically, when you make a mistake or mess something up, there's a Romanian phrase which sounds like you made the right cabbage out of it. So whenever there's a mistake or something like that, we just say, "Oh, it's a cabbage," or "That's a cabbage," and it's like a nicer way of saying something's wrong without being too negative about it.
Yeah. That's a good way. Like a vegetable cock up,
Yeah, like a pig's ear. You made a pig's ear out of that. Or you made the right cabbage out of that.
That's a good example. Pig's ear and a cabbage.
Yeah.
Excellent. I like that. So when did photography click for you? Obviously, excuse the pun, but when did you realize you could take a good photo?
Well, I guess I've always taken photos, like family pictures, like I guess most people do, especially now with phones, but where the purpose is just to take a picture of them and you're not really thinking about composition, light, or any of the other kind of things. No, that's kind of like where I started. But then when Hipstamatic, the app, came out, and like I think just beat Instagram out, kind of early, like iPhone 1 days. I started taking photos of different things, more like aesthetically, and I was like, oh, these are quite nice, and that kind of changed something in my mind to think, actually, the whole act of taking photos is a bit more interesting, and that was kind of developing. And then so I'd say like that was like the first click. Then at some point went to Paris, and my flat got burgled and my camera got nicked. My laptop got nicked, and I cheaped out on insurance, so I didn't get like a good replacement value. So I just kind of parked it for ages. And then in 2019, I came back, and then I thought I'm just going to jump into it. Started practicing a lot, and that's another time when I'm like, oh, okay, now I get it a bit more. So a couple of burst moments.
Yeah, and COVID obviously hit around that time as well. So
yeah,
perfect. So the trickiest part now, your favourite 3 photos you've taken and why you like them.
So the first one, I call it hot buffet, and so maybe not like it's not in my top 3 strongest photos, I wouldn't say, but it's actually all of these are on my website, like on the homepage. But it was the first time where one of the type of photos I like taking pictures of are ones where you have like lots of layers, different elements. We have like maybe a main focus point and then lots of other interesting things to see. I don't know if that's from loving Where's Wally when I was really young or something, but these type of photos resonate the most to me. So I'm more like, if I could take any type of photo, that's always what I'm trying to look for. Though it's quite hard. But this is the first time I actually saw one, and it came out better than I anticipated. Oh, another little bit of backstory. I was just doing my usual lap around the West End. So this is 2021. And like a random guy came up to me, started talking about photography, and he says, oh, he's going to the theatre to meet his friends in an hour. Does he mind if he walks along with me? I'm like, okay, no problem. We're walking around, went into Chinatown, and I saw like a scene, and he was standing literally next to me, which kind of shows how interesting it is. You can walk around and get completely different pictures of someone else, because he was looking in a completely different direction. And I saw like some street performers having a break, and then scattered around them is like different groups. There's like a kid on the left. There's a kid in a pram looking at them. There's like a woman in a doorway pointing at another one. There's someone potentially argument going on. And then on the right hand side, there's a girl with a bit of a dramatic pose of her head up to a visor, and it's all kind of nicely spaced out. And then it says hot buffet from the window of the shop. So that was the first time I had like a picture I really liked with lots of elements separated out nicely. The second one is a picture from 2022, which is the Diamond Jubilee. So I think here in 2022 is probably when I was in I was in a regular rhythm of going out weekly to take pictures. And obviously Diamond Jubilee, all the street photographers were out, and I wanted to catch something very British, but maybe again with different layers. And I think throughout the day I didn't really get too much that I liked. But there's one shot on the mall, so this shot, and you can see the flyover coming. So we knew it was coming, so I knew I was directly underneath it. But I wanted something in the foreground, so I was looking for people waving flags. I thought, okay, that could be an interesting combination. Then as I took the picture, just got lucky, and a bird flew as well into the frame, like so almost like one of the planes are taking a detour, but it's a bird, and it kind of really completes the picture for me. So just kind of, I guess it kind of shows when you take these pictures, kind of invite luck into the frame as well, because you never know what's going to happen. So that's another one. And then third, probably my most successful picture is from Notting Hill Carnival, and it's a vertical picture on a bridge. Actually, two of these three pictures are in portrait orientation, which normally I shoot landscape. And it's a nice kind of cross section of people sitting, none really looking at me, kind of lost in their own world towards the end of the day of Notting Hill Carnival, in different stages of soberness, let's say. And again, I think nicely separated. And I love the bridge as a background. I know it's London, but it kind of makes me feel like some of those metal bridges you get in New York, like in Brooklyn or something. So it has a bit of a New York feel to it. I sent it into a competition with Ricoh GR, and that was one of the winners. So it got presented in Japan, but unfortunately I was not whisked over there to see it, because that would have ticked one of my places off on the list.
Wouldn't it? Yeah. Oh, what a shame. And exhibited, great.
Yeah, and they have actually sent me the exhibited photo, the print back.
Oh, wow.
And it looks really cool, actually. It looks better than, I mean, obviously it looks better than it does on screen, as you'd imagine, but it's good.
Yeah. And have you hung it anywhere?
Not yet. Yeah, we might need to do a little bit of redecorating for the baby and stuff. So once that's all done, we'll find a home for it.
Yeah. Obviously takes priority.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's amazing how kids do that too. They do change your priorities quite dramatically.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, excellent. So, we were talking about Carnival earlier. You've attended many, and obviously it must be a riot. And I guess each year it just changes. Does it? Do you have a different, or do they have a lot of repeat themes? People dressing up. I've seen a lot of people oil slicked and mad costumes, and
Yeah, I think so it's kind of like a 2-day festival, carnival, let's say. On the first day at 6 a.m, you have something called Jouvre, just like the opening ceremony, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. And I have not attended that, and it's a bit too early. I was tempted to this year, but I went to watch. I had tickets to Arsenal Leeds the day before, and after that, I'm not getting up at 5 a.m. or whatever to get there. But it's like a ceremony. I can't remember the history of it, but it's to do with like an uprising rebellion against like slavery in somewhere in the Caribbean. I should really know. I've heard it before, but I can't remember. But it's representing that uprising, and like I think it's called like a Jabba Jabba is the design, where people dress up as like demons and they cover themselves in oil and like paint. Yeah, and so when you see any of my photos of these guys, and they're still in my pictures, that means they've been out a long time. So they're doing very well. They would have been there from at least 6 a.m.
Yeah, that's it now. Though I Jabba Jabba as soon as I see those photos when they're all demonized. There you go.
And a bunch of, when I normally get to Carnival like 9, 10 a.m. So I bump into a lot of photographers who did shoot that, and they all have like the proper like protective clothing, stuff to protect your camera, because there's paint flying everywhere and stuff. So that's another consideration. But that's one side. Then the carnival, roughly both days, you have the parade that goes around. On the Sunday, it's the children's parade, where they all dress up like the feathers and everything. And on the Monday, it's the same, but it's for the adults. And then I think they run something like 10:30 until 5 o'clock. And then inside you have the sound stations. And this is where I've always spent most of my time. I don't know, maybe 32, 35 different sound stations, which is like a bunch of speakers stacked up. And they start at 12 and they finish at 7. They have like a hard curfew. And basically you can just bounce around all these ones. And this is good fun. Yeah, the first time this year I bought these kind of these Loop branded ear protectors, and they were a big game changer. I feel like closing the door after the horse has bolted, after going to lots of loud music events. But I think, yeah, definitely would recommend those.
Yeah, no, that's brilliant. Oh, that's a really good description as well. Really good roundup, because I didn't have a clue. I've seen other people's pictures, of course, and but you can't put it into context. You can't see what the events are. So that's great. Yeah, brilliant. Okay. So what advice would you give a new photographer?
I would say it's important. I mean, this could be relevant maybe for even outside of photography, but to control the media, the types of media you're consuming. I think don't get too stuck into Instagram, or if anything else like Instagram replaces it, where you're just looking for likes and followers. If you use it more of a platform for messaging people and like creating connections, but then spend more time on physical media like books, zines. I think this is really where you start to learn composition, like what makes a good photo. So I think if you just see stuff on Instagram only and you're just scrolling, you spend like 2 or 3 seconds, probably less actually, 1 second per photo. Nothing is really going in deep into your brain. You're not really taking anything in. So like this short form content is killing people's brains. So try and avoid spending too much time on that and focus on books and zines.
Yeah, no, good advice. Because the thing is with it, people have reposted stuff that I've known for years, and you just don't pick up on stuff from like a year and a half ago that they did before, because it's just constant. It's just a barrage of images, and that's people that's the thing. So yeah, good advice. Excellent. So what's next for you? What have you got going on? Obviously you're a busy fella with the with a new baby, but what can you squeeze in?
Well, I think like balance is important to me. So obviously like work 5 days a week. If I spend the rest of the 2 days going out shooting, and you have to spend many hours doing that, it's kind of like no time for anything else. So for me, if I can, I just shoot once a week. And this season, because like one of my good friends and also street photographer, streets_Phil on Instagram, he has a season ticket to Arsenal, but he's got a job in India. So while he's there, I mean, he'll be coming back for different periods in the year. I can buy his ticket off him. So I'll be going to more Arsenal games. So I need to tie that into my photography as well. Otherwise, because I can't do Arsenal one day, photography the next. So whenever Arsenal playing at home, I'll be trying to do an Arsenal project. I already made a start on it the last year or two, but I'm going to go deep dive on it this time.
Yeah. Well, if you've got that season ticket, then away you go,
Exactly, yeah. Then when they're away, I can think about, that's when I can do other things. Maybe back into the West End and meet up with people, or another project shooting around Islington. So I like doing projects, so it kind of focuses me a bit more.
Oh, I'm so glad we actually finally get to meet. With one of those things with certain groups, with the urban photographers, that I just miss their gigs every single time. So the people that kind of attend those things, I just, for some reason, it just doesn't line up. See you, and everything else, because your work's brilliant. I mean, I've been following you for absolutely ages.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, not at all. I'm not just saying that. It's just like you say, you create those scenes where you've got layers of different people. So you've got or objects or whatever, but it's always got multiple layers to it. That's the thing. That's what always keeps it more interesting. I mean, rather than me just doing some neons and kind of, it looks great with the light and everything else, but it's one of those flick 1 second kind of, oh, that's nice. Yeah, off you go.
But the thing is, though, I can't do that. So it's all good, and it's different things will appeal to different people. So I wouldn't say one is better than another.
And that's what I love about talking to people, because they're all different. They all got different skill sets, and I love their work. They're brilliant. So it's just, but like I say, I spend longer looking at your images because you've got more going on. So you've got more, my attention span, because I'm a magpie.
Yeah. I need to put more shiny things in there. Okay, that's the next one.
Oh, shiny, I'm off. But I do actually go, oh, actually, hang on, I'll look at the shiny thing in a minute. Let's have a look and see what's going on. So yeah, brilliant. Absolutely. Yeah. Right. Well, appreciate you being here, and I'll leave you to get back to the baby, and have a good evening.
Thank you very much. It's been good fun. Yeah, you too.